So every major career site has published the best jobs for ADHD list. Almost every one of them is sending people directly into environments that will grind them down, because the list names the role and skips the part that actually determines whether the job works for that neurodivergent type. Here's the core assumption. Match an ADHD brain to a high energy or creative job title and the fit follows. Become a graphic designer, a paramedic, a chef. The titles aren't wrong exactly. The problem is what they leave out, because we've tracked what actually determines whether an ADHD professional stays, performs, and does not burn out. It is almost never the job title, it's the environment the title sits inside. Take the meeting load. An ADHD brain in genuine hyperfocus is one of the most productive instruments in any workplace. But that same brain scheduled across 7 meetings over 5 different projects in a single day, it exhausts completely. Regardless of how interesting the work is, the list said the role was a fit. The calendar said otherwise. And the calendar was never in the job description. Then there's how performance gets measured. ADHD professionals often produce work in concentrated 4-hour bursts followed by recovery. That pattern delivers. In an output-focused culture, it gets rewarded. Visibility-driven culture, where the metric is how busy you look between 9 and 5, that same pattern gets flagged as performance issues. Different company, completely different outcome. The list never told you which culture you were walking into. And here's where the interview process becomes the tell. A hiring process that is entirely conversational, behavioral questions, no practical component, heavy culture fit language. This is not just a hiring process. It is a preview of how that company evaluates everyone who already works there. Companies that put a skills test in the hiring process are usually the same companies measuring employees on what they actually deliver. The filter is not the role. It is the interview structure, the accommodation response, and the one question you ask the hiring manager. That question, by the way, is this. Ask any hiring manager what surprised them positively about a recent hire. A manager who answers specifically, names the person, names the work, names what caught them off guard, is a manager who actually watches how individuals operate. That manager will notice when you're doing your best work, even if it doesn't look like everyone else's. A manager who gives you a generic answer about team culture is telling you exactly who they are. The accommodation question works the same way. A company with a normalized process answers it easily. What do you think that says about a company that's surprised by it? The more you know. A lot of these lists are never measuring which job fits an ADHD brain. It's just measuring which job title sounds like it should.